Oh yeah! Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days, and I have got another awesome Mattel figure review for you. That was awkward. I won't do that again, but I'm really looking forward to this one because this is one of the most important, iconic, certainly one of the most impersonated wrestlers of all time, and it is the Macho King, Randy Savage. For those of you that don't know, he's exactly the same person as the Macho Man, Randy Savage. We will talk about why he's the Macho King in a second. But I've got a lot to say about this figure, as I have actually with all of these figures that are in this Hall of Fame series. I've just uploaded the $1 Million Man review, so check that out if you haven't already. So the Macho King. 1989, the Macho Man loses the WWE Championship to Hulk Hogan at Wrestlemania 5, and he drops Elizabeth, who had been by his side, all throughout, and he gets Sensational Queen Sherry, or Sensational Sherry, at that point. And so, he's a full-on heel, full-on bad guy, and in 1989 he actually defeats Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and becomes the king of the ring. And so with that, he changes his name from Macho Man to Macho King, and Sensational Sherry becomes Sensational Queen Sherry. And I think he gets gifted the scepter, I think by the $1 Million Man, and he then goes off and has feuds with the likes of Dusty Rhodes in particular. Dusty Rhodes, that was a great feud because Dusty Rhodes was the common man, he was the everyman, he was the working man, in a feud against the Macho King. It was brilliant. It was like the Prince against the Pauper, and that was Wrestlemania 6, I think, which was the Macho King and Sensational Queen Sherry against Dusty Rhodes and Sapphire, for those of you that remember Sweet Sapphire. Then he goes and has a big feud with the Ultimate Warrior. The Ultimate Warrior was the champion at this point, and he wouldn't give the Macho King a title shot. So at the Royal Rumble, the Macho King runs down and interferes during the Ultimate Warrior Sergeant Slaughter match. I think he hits the Ultimate Warrior with the scepter, and Warrior gets pinned. That is how the Warrior loses the WWE Championship. It all builds up to this fantastic match at WrestleMania 7. It's going to be the Ultimate Warrior against the Macho King in a retirement match, and the Warrior wins, and so the Macho King has to retire. Done. And that is it. Brilliant. The match itself is fantastic. It's one of the best matches in WrestleMania history. And that stipulation, the fact that someone retires, it's just edge of your seat stuff. Turns out to be that the Macho King has to retire. But after the match, he gets beaten up by Sensational Queen Sherry. Unhappy, obviously, at the fact that he's lost. Watching in the crowd was Elizabeth. She jumps over the rails, runs into the ring, grabs Sensational Queen by the hair, hurls her out of the ring, and then the Macho Man and Elizabeth are reunited. It's one of those kind of real heartwarming moments, it's one of those really great, nice moments in wrestling, where, his career's come to an end, but, he's got his woman back, and it's great. It's really great. WrestleMania 7, if you've got the network, jump onto WrestleMania 7, watch that match. It's a fantastic match, and what happens after, equally as awesome. I can tell you that he does wrestle, actually, a few months after that retirement match. The WWE claim that the Warrior said it was all right to see out his contract, so he does wrestle for a few months, and then he goes on to become a commentator, and then he actually gets married to Elizabeth at SummerSlam. And Jake the Snake Roberts gets involved, and Undertaker gets involved, and he comes back as the Macho Man. I think it was near Survivor Series time. This Tuesday in Texas, I think, is when he has his match against Jake the Snake. I'm getting well into too much detail now, but yeah, it's that was the Macho King. That's how it started. Those are some of the feuds he had, and that's how it came to an end. So a really important period in the Macho Man's career this was, and I love the look of this figure. There's a few things about it that I'm just I'm not sure about, but this is what the figure looks like, front of the packaging. I love this Hall of Fame packaging. Same picture on the side as on the back. It's an elite figure, obviously. The bit here just says, legends don't come much bigger than Randy Savage. The Macho King was the quintessential WWE superstar. Talking about that fantastic Intercontinental match he had with Tito Santana at WrestleMania 3. And the fact he had Miss Elizabeth in his corner, the retirement match, the marriage at SummerSlam 91. Yeah, we've covered it all, but that's basically what it says. So let's get the figure open anyway, and we'll do a proper review. Okay, so we got the figure out, and I think it looks, brilliant. There's no surprises or anything on it. We will go through it in detail in a second. But I just want to point out what bothers me about it. I think the face scan is great. I think the hair's cool. I honestly don't know if the glasses come off. We're going to try that in a second. What bothers me is that this costs £4 more than a normal Elite, and I'm struggling to see why. Why is that not just an Elite figure? Why is that £4 more? And what bothers me is if you look at the picture, you can see that he has like a top, not like a t-shirt, it's more like a vest thing, and he's got like a jacket, and it kind of feels like this is a bit incomplete. Like it's just got his kind of wrestling attire, but he was the Macho Man was so grand, and there's been some great Macho Man figures and Macho King figures in particular, starting with the Hasbro one that I had when I was younger, and then I've seen some, I think even from Mattel. There's a white one that I recall seeing, which is better than this, to tell the truth. So I've got this one. If I'm going to be perfectly honest, I've got this one out of convenience. The fact that I can walk into a shop and buy it is, and the fact I don't have a Macho Man or a Macho King behind me. This is my first one. It was a difficult one to pass up, but there are better. I love the scepter. I think that is a really cool, unique accessory. You're not going to get this with anything else. I think that is really smart. Let me pop it back in his hand. I love his crown, which does come off. So yeah, awesome. I think that's awesome. And along the front of the crown, there's no way you'd be able to see it, but it does say the words Macho. And now let's have a look. We'll see if the glasses come off or not, because I honestly don't know. Feels like they should. Yeah, and they do. And there you can see the Macho Man or Macho King's face. And then you've got, really cool, look at those little glasses. Really, really smart. Don't know if you could put that on another figure. Let me see. Kind of-ish. Yeah, you kind of can. There's Brie in the Macho Man's glasses or Macho King's glasses. But it's a little fiddly, to tell the truth. And so anyway, let's get to the figure itself. So I think that the face on this is pretty smart. I think it looks better for me with the glasses on, so I'm going to pop those back in. I think that's a really cool kind of look. The scepter I really like, and obviously the crown as well. The attire, very of its time, isn't it? Look at that, it screams early 90s, late 80s, early 90s. It's got that kind of high energy feel about it. And then I love the boots and the detail of the lacing. They've got the detail really cool on the back as well. There's no surprises on this. There's nothing on the back, nothing on the sides. Green tape on the hands. Decent body type, he wasn't the most stacked, jacked kind of guys, but that is, that's kind of fairly reflective of what he looked like. And as I said, I think this is a pretty cool figure. I think there are better. It does pain me to say that, because obviously I'd like to have the best, but I think for convenience, if you don't have one and you just want to add Macho King to your collection, this is absolutely fine. I don't get why it's, you know, £4 more than a normal Elite. I do struggle with the price point on it, but I think for what you get for an iconic look, for a cool figure, for a Macho King, then I think it's absolutely fine. In regards to this, I am going to give it an 8. And the reason that I'm giving it an 8 is because it feels like it needs a jacket, feels like it needs that coat, feel like it needs something more. I just don't get why this is £22, you know. So I'm going to give it an 8, but as I said, I do like it, I do rate it. Cool. Thanks a lot for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't. I really would appreciate it. Give the video a like if you liked it as well. If you're interested in joining the Subscribers Hall of Fame, check out the video that I uploaded a few days ago. It's got all the information as to how you could potentially enter the Wrestling Days Hall of Fame. I can tell you that 30 people currently have been inducted, so all the information's in that video anyway. You can follow me on Twitter and Facebook at Wrestling Days UK, and I think that's it for now. So from me, King Days from me, Wrestling King Days, and the Macho King, Randy Savage. Hopefully we see you again. I can't get Sam to do anything. Hopefully see you again next time. Bye for now. Look at that, set to go. Look at that, stays in his hand well. And the crown, and the glasses, nothing's falling off. That's what you pay £4 for. That's what you spend £4 on. Good workmanship. See you next time, guys.